What up? We're back with another video. Today we're going to be going over what we are seeing in the Bitcoin charts right now, and how in these past couple of videos you guys can see here on the 30th, we were basically looking at this exact level. You can see here 37794, just this whole region, like plus or minus a couple of $100, if not $1,000. And so we have this whole little region that we were talking about. I posted it up in the Discord group, and we were looking for a swing failure pattern of these lows. And well, basically we had two different areas that we were looking for longs. One was this area to come down and take all these shorts right here, and we knew if we had a swing failure pattern of these lows, because we've been talking about this for a while if you've been following along, we were looking at possibly getting into different longs at different points, with the stop loss being below this low. And majorly we were looking for a swing failure of this low right here, because you had a gap in the lows from this low right here all the way to this low, about $450. So we've been talking about that for a while. So basically there's just two areas, this area right here and then this area right here. We'll go over that in just a second as far as what we were looking for and what we were trading during these times. And so a lot of the times we forget to post up our ideas, because we're always in this trade and chill section here where we do come up with our ideas and talk about those and stuff like that. So you guys can see here new areas where I'm looking for swing failure longs, and you do have this that Max was talking about, this low right here at 38,400. And you remember in our videos we were saying 37,400 for possible swing failure longs, and then down here at 36,400. So any of these areas that are we've been looking for a while. And so again, the reasons are just swing failure pattern ideas. That's really it. And what ended up happening is we came down and we put in our three divergence, our three lows. So what ends up happening, you'll see a lot of the time, is that Bitcoin will make these like three patterns, or you could call them three drives. So you have one low, two low, three low, and then you'll pop up. But when you're dealing with stuff like this, when you're dealing with price action like this, you'll usually see it'll come down, take the low, then pop back up, come down, take the low, pop back up, come down, take the next low, pop back up. So it'll take the initial low right here. Then if it goes any lower, let me clean all this up. If it goes any lower than this, you'll get an instant buyback. This happens especially when you are at a high where you don't have too many people that are interested in selling, because they still think the price is going to go to the moon. And so you'll get these swing failure pattern after swing failure pattern after swing failure pattern that gives you really, really good opportunities to get into long positions. And I know that, again, we were trading all of these ideas over in the trade and chill section, which is basically up 24 hours a day. So you guys can check that out. And so, yeah, we were looking for this long opportunity right here. We ended up getting that and trading this, because you have these crazy amounts of swing failure patterns, right? So you have, let's just point all of them out that we were looking at. So you had this swing failure pattern. You came in, took those highs. You had this swing failure pattern right here. You come up and you take those highs. And again, you also have divergences if you go down to the 1 minute chart. So that's what also tells you. So you have swing failure pattern into divergence, swing failure pattern into divergence. Then you have this right here, swing failure pattern into divergence with a swing failure pattern of these lows. And then it just keeps happening and happening and happening and happening. Here you have a swing failure pattern barely. Then you come down, you take the lows. When you take these major lows, you can expect like a pretty big move to the downside, and then you get this pop back up. And then again, you start to make some of these highs, you start to see some weakness in the highs right here. Then you have these swing failure patterns over and over and over and over and over again. So we were trading these ideas just like, and then you have the VWAP coming in too. So it's just like, you know, long opportunity, short opportunity, long opportunity, short opportunity, long opportunity, short opportunity. I remember I was shorting right over here. And so again, you do come down here, you swing failure these lows, and then you pop back up. So the importance behind all of this, of what I'm saying, is that you don't necessarily have to know exactly what the low is going to be, because eventually as you're coming down into this area that we've been talking about for a really long time now, you're going to catch the low, and eventually it's going to be a low that's going to start to like take off, especially when you're starting to form this, when you start to see Bitcoin doing kind of this, and then it starts to kind of round out, right? It's starting to round out here. It's not as just like straight down, like more and more and more and more and more. You can see that when you take this low, then you take this low, it's like less, and then when you take this low, it's even less. So you're starting to see less and less and less sell pressure to the downside, and you're also starting to see that these highs that we're putting in are starting to get even higher and higher and higher. So that kind of tells you that, hey, you know, it's possibly time that we're going to get this reversal pattern. And unfortunately, this low came in at 1 o'clock in the morning my time, which I was definitely asleep by. But yeah, so we did have that, and then now we've had this blast off, okay? And so in the previous video, if you guys will, let's bring up that video really quickly to show you guys. We are looking kind of for this area that we're in right now as a possible area for take profit or long opportunities. So let's go ahead and bring that up really quick if we can find it. I don't think that I can find it. I don't want to look through it. So you guys can check that video, but basically it's these ideas right here. We have this possibly as a short opportunity because we have the 618 golden zone over here, and we have a gap in the highs, and then to the upside we have this area right here. So and I've posted up about this in the daily updates that we have going on right here. I have this idea, and then I have this idea, and then Max is also looking at kind of the same exact things here as far as like little areas that he's looking for short opportunities or take profit on the longs. So since we've already, and then again to the downside, what we are looking at again is this critical zone right here as a support system for long opportunities, or if you get into a really nice short, it's to take profit on the short. And then after that, we are looking for a gap to possibly be filled down here. So if we're looking at that, this massive area right here, about like $1,000 stretch right here from swing failuring these lows, coming in, filling in these single prints, because we definitely have a lot of single prints going on down in that area. Let's go ahead and bring that up in exo charts. And before I continue, I just wanted to make you guys aware of the fact that Bybit does have a $1,600 bonus that they're doing right now for our viewers. So if you go down below, sign up to Discord, sign up to Bybit, and if you do, I'll go ahead and send you guys my playlist. So just message me and let me know that you signed up. I'll send you guys my technical analysis playlist that I go over everything as far as a course. Basically, it's a course that I'm just giving away for the people that want to sign up. So it's this course right here, so go ahead and check that out. I go over swing failure patterns, I go over fixed ranges, support resistances, market structure, Fibonacci, harmonics, all types of different things. So make sure you guys are checking that out. Oh yeah, so let's go over the single prints here. I think usually you could put it on 15 minutes or 30 minutes. It doesn't really necessarily matter, but let's go ahead and zoom out so that way we can load up some of these days here. And you can see the single prints right here. So we have this big area of single prints. It says here on Exo charts that it's between 35,905 and 36,725. And some of these single prints did get filled in right here, but again, we still have them to the downside right here. And we also have the initial balances down about that 35K. And then down here, you have single prints as well. So basically from 34,880 all the way up to 36,380 is just going to be a gigantic region that we have to look out for, just like with what we were talking about right here, which is why it's important that you understand how to do TA, because yeah, you could have laddered in entries right here, then laddered one in here, then laddered one in here, or you could have just, if you understood technical analysis, you could have just longed the bottom, longed the bottom, longed the bottom, and then shorted the shorted the highs, you know, and kept just making money as it went on, instead of just like saying this whole entire region, like setting a limit order here, then a limit order here, then a limit order here. You could just set one limit order right here, catch the absolute bottom and then trade your way to the upside. So so we have this area right here, then we have this area that we'd be looking at for longs in the immediate short term, and we also do have these ideas as far as short opportunities to the upside. So I think that's really about it. I don't necessarily, well, actually, let's go over the RSI really quickly. So here, another reason why we had this move to the downside like this, and as far as like looking for this area, is because look at the RSI has been making bullish divergences this entire time. This is also too why you can't, prime example of why you can't just trust RSI and just buying in, because you could have got wrecked every single time if you were trusting the RSI this entire time. So we did have these bullish divergences, but you kind of figured that eventually they are going to play out to the upside. And so we've got a strong enough reset on the 1 hour to where this idea for a possible short, possibly going to have a little bit of a pullback here, right? And so that's at least on the 1 hour. Let's check out some of the EMAs, see what the EMAs are looking like here. Yeah, you got rejected by that 50. Let's get rid of these view apps. You got rejected by that 100, I'm sorry, on the EMA. So it would be nice if we could get above that and start to have some bullish cross going on with that. Let's look at the 4 hour. We still have not actually bottomed out on the 4 hour. I got a strong reset, but I guess we do technically have some bearish, bullish divergence. No, wait, do we have it? No, we don't actually. And so we could end up coming up, right? Getting this rejection right here and then coming back down to get a hard reset on the 4 hour for us to continue to the upside. Because again, when you get to the 50 on the RSI, look at the 50 right here, how it was holding us down like crazy, holding us down. And then here it acted as a support. So when you get to the 50, it's kind of like, are we going to get a rejection, or are we just going to continue to the upside all the way back up to like the 70-80 region on the RSI? So that's something to be looking out for. And we also got supported exactly on that 100 EMA right there. So congratulations all the EMA traders. And then let's look at the daily. The daily does have, let's see, did we do look at that. So the idea that we are having right here as far as looking for long opportunities go, on the daily you have the 20 and the 55 EMA showing up right there to the dollar. So if we do come down back down to that area, we can also have confluences of the EMAs as far as ideas of where we're looking for long. So let's just go over this one more time and just kind of reiterate what it is that we do and how we trade. We're trading things level to level. So when we had this idea of this area that we were talking about on, where is it? Did I just lose it? Lose the video? Oh, here. When we were talking about this area, we were talking about continuously being alert at this area. That's how we trade, right? That's how everybody should trade. If you're able to have time to be at the computer, you're looking at that. If you're not, then you're just laddering orders in around that area because you have a high confluence as far as that goes. And when you ladder, you want to make sure that you are doing it like this, where you have a smaller position. Let's say you'd have a smaller position here, then a bigger and bigger position. So that way it drags your average entry down more and more. And then you obviously want to have your invalidation. For us, the invalidation would have been down below this 37,400 region. And so technically it should have a bright entry somewhere around here. So it would eventually look like this. Let's go ahead and move it like this. And eventually it probably would look something like this, where you'd have like a 1% stop loss, or 1.5% depending on what your average entry is. And then now you'd be able to look up and take profit right there, because that's 2.4%, or I would say probably the first take profit should have been here. But anyways, it's hard for me to say that because I don't trade like that. I trade being at the computer, trading the levels as they are, as they're happening. So with that being said, I think I'm done. Like I said, join us. We live scalp trade, we live day trade, we live swing trade. We post up our ideas in the traders and charter section or in the watcher section, and we're just out here to trade. out here to trade live with people. And so join us, have some fun, and we'll catch you next time.